online. See,
Yeah,
I told you, and it was a good one.
Well, we can stick a fork in it, and we can come back to it after the show.
Yeah, there you go.
When the kids are asleep.
There you go. Yes. When all the kids are asleep, then I'll tell my joke.
Kids are asleep.
Oh my gosh.
we should do a segment of things we'd like to say, but we do it later in the show when the kids are asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are all the kids in bed? Good.
And
now,
and here we are.
Yeah, we are. Here we are,
everybody. Hi.
Gosh. Hello. It seems like it's been a long time since we've all been together. Has it been like a month?
It's been like 4 weeks because it was right before I went on vacation. We weren't able to do a show, and then I was on vacation. And then when I came back last week, you had a thing in your throat.
Yeah.
That was keeping you from
getting hurt and stuff.
Yeah. And then,
which, by the way, how are you doing?
I'm doing much better. I mean, we're only 8 days since my surgery, so that has been quite the experience. Like I am not used to being down and not mobile to the to where I like to be mobile because I like to move, but I'm coping. So it looks like I might have another 3 weeks before I'm
3 weeks
completely. Before I'm completely back. Now next week I gotta go in for a checkup in which they're going to see what type of progress they made. But for those who are watching and don't know, I had torn my Achilles tendon on April the 2nd, and I went in for surgery last week.
How did you do it? Because now everybody's going to wonder how did you?
I tore my Achilles tendon playing basketball. Wow, a matter of fact, I don't think we've been back since. Have we?
No.
Okay, well, yeah, I tore my Achilles tendon, folks, playing basketball.
You heard it here.
So it was an honorable injury. So,
hey, at least you did it doing something fun.
Exactly. Now it would have sucked if I was like walking down the stairs to go get like a bill out of the, then I would have been like, oh, come on.
I was walking to the mailbox.
Then I heard a pop.
And I fell down.
Oh my God.
And I could not get back up.
Again,
hello, Mary. How are you doing tonight?
Hey. Yeah. So that's what happened to me.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, so that's what's been good. I was going to say, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good for good.
I guess we all have our own interpretation of things that are good. Oh, okay. And my sister came back. Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
There she is.
Always fun when siblings are able to harass you live. Always.
Yeah, I know, right?
Live.
Fun.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess we have a lot that we're going to talk about. Just kind of overview. We're going to talk about this weather, of course. Snow in April. We're going to talk about Derek Chauvin found guilty, policing in America, and then I thought we can end it with talking about the global 48-hour film challenge.
Oh, I knew that was going to come up. I knew it.
It's that time. It's that season once again. So without further ado, what's been good?
I'm going to start with you, Bernard, because even after you tore your Achilles, I mean, I want to know, has there been anything good besides the fact that you did that and then you had to go have surgery?
Well, I would say the bright side, of course, is that I have family support.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So like that's the silver lining. I don't know how other people do it who don't have the support. Honestly, like for people who just are on crutches, I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how they do it. And it's like my heart goes out to those people because I'm like, it's almost impossible to get around and move things with your hands. Like you just don't realize how much your foot has to do with your hands when it comes to moving around. So it's like for me to pick up something and go to the other side of the house It's literally impossible. But
once one part of you isn't working, it throws a wrench in the whole thing, man.
yeah, I mean, everything goes down, everything. But I mean, yeah, I just can't wait to get back to normal and back to the gym.
There you go. There you go.
Gotta work on those guns.
Well, my good thing, and I'll mention it. Yes, I was on vacation. That is my good thing. We had been planning this for a long time, so we got to go to Disney. We got to, you know, what was really interesting was doing all this with the COVID restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
All the parks at Disney were only at 35% capacity.
That's
And and they were really stringent on all points. I was watching a guy at one point come out of one of the gift shops, one of the employees at Disney, come over, cross the street, and then go over to some guy just to tell him, put your mask back up.
Wow.
They mean it.
So what about photos? Like photographs? Were you guys able to pull it down for like photos or selfies?
No,
or?
you have to keep it up. You have to keep it up for photographs as well. Yeah, they're not fooling around. And in fact, our first day when we went in there, I had purchased a couple of those net gaiters, you know, that you could pull up over.
Yeah.
I like those because with what I do every day, I'm in and out of a lot of places, and I can just real quickly just throw that up on my face and then I go. So I was wearing one, and I had a sneaky suspicion about this because I was looking around at the line as we were going in. I was the only one wearing one. And we got up there and this woman said, "You can't come in with that. You actually have to wear a mask."
What?
Yep.
No.
That's how it is at the airport.
Yep.
Like, they did me the same way. They were like, "You can't wear a gator mask. You have to wear a mask."
Yep.
What?
That is correct. So they do have paper masks there, you know, at the entrance that you can grab one, you can go in. And I did. And then later on, I bought like a novelty one at a gift shop because of course they're going to sell them at every single gift shop.
How much were they? $30?
No, they were like $8 a pop for like one mask.
I'm like,
So I bought a mask, and and it was a nice mask, and I wore that sucker the rest of the time I was there. So, but that's what's been good. We had a great time, and then we came back to whatever nature is doing here. I don't get it. Don't get it. Either. I have already been in summertime, and I have to tell you, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. When the sun is shining, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I think you guys are going to really like summer when it gets here.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. Yeah. Got a preview of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you. Just all kinds of exciting things. Came back with the little tan and things, not looking like you're a Cincinnatian at all.
I know. I am still a little bit tan, and that's because I was burned when I was down there. So now the burn has kind of turned into a little bit of a tanning now. So yeah. My Midwest skin wasn't used to such bright sun, you know.
Just rub it in. Keep rubbing it in.
Yes, yeah. It just wasn't used to it. Neither were my arms. My arms were burned too. It was really.
Oh no!
I know. I kind of look pathetic when I was here, but
that doesn't happen to me when I tan. Doesn't bother me at all.
Really? You don't get the same effect, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, that's weird.
Just pretty even.
Huh? Yeah, right. I don't believe you, Keena. Because you know what? Like for me, like if I go out in the sun wearing this shirt, if I take my shirt off, you're gonna see a line. Like this up here is dark. Yes, like I get darker.
Farmer tan.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Nope.
But see, you don't go outside.
I do go outside. Just doesn't
happen. I don't believe it.
Okay. Okay.
Now you're gonna make people think that Shakina never steps out the door.
I have proof that I've been outdoors. I took some pictures, but anyway, what's been good? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes, it is your turn.
What's been good is you know how I've been saying, like, I've been revamping and rebuilding and having to just like all those reads, right? And it didn't feel good, but I was able to launch both of my new logos today for my coaching and also Swerve. So I was very excited about that. And we're working on some new designs, and I released, like, there was like a pre-release of a new design of a shirt that actually my fiance and I worked on, and we got orders like within a day of us releasing that. So I'm excited about that. It was nice to collab with him on that, and people are really responding well. So I'm excited about that. We have some new things coming out, so I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really happy about
That's
that.
awesome.
That's dope.
I saw you posting earlier today. Saw you posting stories, out there saying, "Come on, clients, I'm right here.
Let's go." Yeah, I had a moment, and it's so funny because just like, I'm fortunate that I've been able to have the experience of actually doing what I was created to do. And the way that is like you feel it in your body, like it's seriously like a spiritual thing. And I was able to speak with somebody, and it was like a coaching moment, and I just was like, it seemed like everything in me was like, I have to do this. So I've been revamping and just, putting myself back out there, definitely accepting new clients, and, just been having my coaching moments here and there. But I'm like, no, I got to do it. I got to do it. Like, I can't not do it. It's too critical to my purpose. So
awesome.
Getting back to the ground.
Yep. Well, congratulations on that. That move. I mean, that's really, really, really big. And especially, I've been knowing you've been, pursuing this for, 5 years. That I think that you and I first sat down and we were talking. You were sharing with me some of your ideas and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, she's going for it. So, it takes time, but it's here. So just keep on it. And
thank you. It was so hard having to take like a hiatus too, because when you do something, like you got to keep moving. It's like rest is just as essential as as the move and the grind. So I'm making my way back. I'm excited. But thank you, V. I appreciate that.
Nice. Okay, so circling back to you, Chris. I know you coming back here in the snow in April.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about that? I mean, honestly, deep down inside,
I think it's a marketing ploy. I think I don't think that it's. We've all seen the memes online. This is just in time for Prince's last release. Sometimes it snows in April.
Oh my God!
Thanks, marketing.
Thanks. Did you cry a little though, Chris, when you came back and there's like snow and you just came back from like a dope tan and stuff? Like you cried a little.
It was like a scene when I was sitting in the car and I turned to look at my family, and there's just like one.
That single tear. That blurry tear.
Yep. One lonely tear.
Yep. It's okay. Welcome home.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm kind of used to it. Like I just know that this is like Cincinnati weather, but
it's just,
I can't remember the last time that it actually snowed this late in the season.
It snowed on Easter one year. Like when I think I was like 15 or 16. It was like flurries on Easter. That happened.
That was a bad year.
Yeah, not accumulation, not this. So yeah. Interesting.
What was it the other morning? What was that? 3 to 4 inches of snow?
2.5. Yep.
2.5. Man.
Yep, 2.5 inches. That was just God being like, "Yep, I run this," as you were.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, snow. Thank you, nature.
Just on the coast.
All right, so let's just go on and dive straight into it. This whole Derek Chauvin found guilty, like a whole year later, after so much waiting. Were you guys expecting this outcome?
Yes.
Yes.
I said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wasn't shocked.
No, I
would say
I do not think that it could have come out any other way, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't even begin to describe how insane that would have been. You know what I mean? It's
But I said it a few. I think maybe the last time we were on here that they were going to if we want to talk about publicity and doing things and there's a motive behind it. This was absolutely that. Do you guys remember me saying that the world is watching, so they couldn't just be like, oh, we'll sweep this under the rug like we did the last one you killed. They had to. It was too big. It was too, it was too all inclusive. It was horrible. So I mean all encompassing, excuse me. Everybody knew what was going on. Everybody was watching. Everybody's like, now y'all done did Trump. Y'all gonna do this too? Everybody was watching. So it was like, we have like mud on our face. We have to redeem ourselves. So even if it wasn't justice for justice sake, they had to do this. So but,
and I'm not gonna. You guys know when it comes to local radio and local television here in Cincinnati, I don't name any names, but there's a certain AM station here in town, and when I heard, because honestly, once in a while, I like to hear what the other narrative is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were all saying that Derek is guilty, no question, I thought, oh, this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's guilty.
I mean,
if you even have them saying it, done.
You said even them, right? Like usually, right?
Yeah.
So I just got a comment that there's an echo in the audio. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's me or who it is, but we will work to get that fixed. I'm not sure who it's happening on, but we will work on that.
Okay.
I think it might be coming through your speakers, Sheena.
Through mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can leave and come back in and see if that works. I don't know.
We can see if that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, don't have too much fun without me, though.
Oh, well,
you know what? Actually, we're just gonna sit here in silence.
Before I leave, I need to see that you all have looks of devastation. Come on.
I can't wait. Hold on. Wait a second. I gotta go act.
Yeah. In 3, 2, 1. Chris, I'm. Look at you. See Bernard. Okay. You're sad. Sell it to me, V. Sell it. All right, that works. I'm going to leave, but I'll be back. There's hope.
I'm so devastated.
She got. Okay, she's gone.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay, great. Yeah, man.
I know.
Acting classes.
I know. I need to work on that because I couldn't turn it on, man. Chris, I tried to turn it on. And I got weak 3 times in a row.
Oh, you got weak.
Yeah, man. I was like laughing.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do it. No, you got to be in the moment and convince. You got to be convincing.
Yes. Yeah, you got to turn it on like that. I can't do that. I need
you
to
have
work
to
on
be devastating. Is what you got to do. Oh man. So I mean, are we going to go back to that look? When she pops back in?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. All right.
All right. This is coming
and then we got to snap back out of it. I don't
All right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys ready? All right.
Yeah.
And station look. 3, 2, 1. Is she back yet?
I don't know. There she is.
Okay, she's back. I think. Yeah, Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I see her, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, did you hear her or not?
She's here. She's back. She's back.
I miss her so much. It's like I see her right there.
She's back.
Okay.
It's like I see her. You guys.
Oh man.
Okay. Yes. So, yeah, my thing was when it came to his guilty verdict, it was obvious. The whole world was watching, but there was just no way you were going to defend that unless you were hired. In his case, he had to hire someone to defend him. And I listened to the defense. It was so flimsy. It was like almost as if this guy was like fighting to find any little excuse to be able to to throw out the whole case over something small. When your defendant attorney is doing that, you know you lost. You know you lost. It was like he even knew. He even knew. Like the prosecution was dumping so much hard evidence to where I was just looking like, okay, how are you going to follow up to that? It's impossible.
And then how long are we waiting before we hear? We're going to wait. What is it? 8 weeks before we hear what his sentencing is. Is going to be. So yeah. And I've heard the speculation, people saying, oh, he's not going to serve any time. Other people, oh yeah, he will. Oh, just wait and see. I mean, just wait and see. I mean, clearly, he was found guilty on all counts. So, I mean, it's not as if he's going to be getting out anytime.
It's not just the charge; it's an actual. It's not. Well, I will say this: what was interesting was actually watching as the guilty verdict was read, and it was like he looked like he was completely shocked. Like, what do you mean guilty? Like, he just was looking like, what on all charges? What? Like, almost as if
this was his eyes. It's like if you
it was like he just seemed like he was in total disbelief. Chris, you play too much. But he just seems to be like in total disbelief, and I don't know. It's just they had to do it. It, like I said, they don't want anything else to burn up, blow up.
Nah.
So, and like I said, even if people are writing it off or just brushing it off, they, they're like, you have to take this L, Chauvin. You got to take one for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's just for him. They got the other 3 cops on embedded, murder. So it's almost like they got theirs coming up. I think August 8th, I believe. That they're all going to be tried together.
Oh, they're going to do them together? That I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't want to see that. Make the show last a little bit longer. Let's watch all of them go one at a time.
No thanks.
So that we can see each one at a time.
Nope.
Get their justice.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy to try to run all 3 of them at the same time. Now I don't know if they're going to be before 3 different judges or what, but
it's happened before. It wouldn't be the first time that there's more than one defendant in a case.
Yeah.
Okay. They've done it before. They know how to handle it. The I won't say it's interesting. The unfortunate thing is that while this was going on and we're waiting on that verdict, it's still happening. It's still happening. There's, it's been crazy.
Oh yeah, what was the Columbus shooting right before? Right before that,
yeah. And then, and again, we don't, I'm not the type of person to just jump and be like, oh, another road cop. You always want the details, you want the facts, you want to, they released some, like it was like a slow motion video. I don't know all the facts in that case, so I don't want to say, just say it's just another cop killing another Black person. I don't want to say that, but it's just like while we were waiting on this to play out, you still see, this type of thing happening, or it's still going on. It's just like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you to think before you shoot? What is it going to take for you to just that second before to be like, do I want to be a headline? Have I learned nothing from what's going on? So I think the
thing with the Columbus one is that the girl that he shot,
she was actually lunging at allegedly,
but
with a knife.
Wasn't she also the one that had called the police initially?
Again, I don't have all the facts. Yeah, again, I don't have all the facts.
They said that she was the one that called, and what happened after she made the call is what's up in the air, because they're trying to figure out, you make a call that you need help, then all of a sudden, next thing you know, when they pull up, they see, they don't know who's who, but they see a woman outside with a knife like 3 inches long, attacking.
Wait a minute. Could you please hold up your fingers and show me what you think 3 inches is again?
3 inches. This is my head. About that.
Are you really going to be technical right now? Okay, forget how long the knife was. It was a knife.
It was a knife.
I just thought his 3 inches was impressive.
So Daphne Thomas said that she's not a woman. Okay, yes, 16. Woman, my thing, because what happened is, typically in media, they try to label people as children and grown-ups.
Yeah.
When it typically is like, if you are under 18, if you're like an 11-year-old Black person, they'll typically be like, and this man or this woman attacked such and such. But then it's like, if you're like white, oh, this child. Or like if you're 21, they'll be like, oh, this poor child was, had a hard time growing up.
This young man.
And so yes, as Daphne was saying, like a kid. But the way I look at it again is, when police are rolling up and you're in the heat of the moment, all they see is a human being.
Yep.
Period, point blank. And if this kid, this teenager, fits the visual description of a larger than normal, what is that, teenager, and apparently she comes across as being like this grown woman, and she has a knife in her hand, and whatever orders they were shouting at her that she did not obey or whatever, if she just snapped and she was going to kill this individual, the police felt as if they had no choice but to shoot, to stop this individual from killing someone, and then ask questions later. So that's where we are right now.
What happened to, and again, we don't know all the facts, we don't know all of it, but it's just like, what happened to shooting to disarm? Like, what happened to,
I was thinking the exact same thing. I mean,
that's what movies.
I mean, you can literally shoot someone. Like, I mean, that's
in a foot.
That's a heck of a warning shot.
That's
something to make you drop the knife, But I watched the slow motion video. I watched it more than once, and it wasn't like exactly clear. Someone's falling. It was just chaos. I think that as this plays out and they look over things, it's another wait and see type thing.
It is.
Just given the information that you just shared, if she's the person that called and said she needs help, and to the extent where she went and got a knife and she felt like she needed to defend herself, you don't know what happened in those moments between the call and when they arrived.
Yep. Right.
It's just another one of those things that we have to watch play out. And unfortunately, someone's lost their lives. But like I said, to be, in an effort to be fair, I don't want to just jump and say, oh, here's another rogue cop that killed someone. We just don't know. The thing I brought it up to say, or only to say that, we're dealing with similar stories again and again. There was someone else that was, and it's just like, what is it going to take? Barack Obama put out a statement when the guilty verdict was read, and it was very true and it was very real. It was like, okay, this was a win. Let's keep going. Let's continue to, fix this, because it's far from over. Let's not be distracted by the just verdict. Like, let's not be overexcited. There's still so much more work to do. But it's horrible that we even have to celebrate this type of win. Like, let's get some reform together and get it to a place where this won't be a thing.
And it makes me wish that they would kind of like reopen some of the cases from before. you know, like cold cases, though they're considered closed, but like that, this is nothing short of when the gentleman who was choked out in New York. Remember how he was selling loose cigarettes?
That's
and,
yep.
And it's
he
like
is.
he was saying
His case has come up a lot in conversation lately.
Oh yeah, because what's the difference? How do you make the distinction between, you know?
Yeah, they need to reopen a lot of these cases. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
and with him, I mean, it's basically the same thing. The reason, you know, the question in the Derek Chauvin trial was, did George Floyd die as a direct consequence of what Derek Chauvin was physically doing? And the answer was yes. So when you go to the man selling loose cigarettes, is it illegal? Yeah, just tell him to stop. But he's dead now. Yeah. Did he die as a direct consequence of somebody choking him to death? And the answer is yes. That's why that case, I've been noticing that case has been popping up again and again and again very recently, and it's because the same question is being asked. Fortunately, this time the system actually worked. And it answered the question correctly. Yes, he died as a direct consequence of what this man did. Well, that's called killing someone. So, and that's, But yeah, I'm glad you brought him up. That's exactly why they're bringing him up. The same question was asked during his trial as well. But I think, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, and if I am, please do. But I think with that trial, I think they said the same, it's almost the same thing that they were trying to say in the George Floyd. Well, he has a bad heart. Well, he may have been on drugs. Well, you know, he was in bad health. So the guy selling loose cigarettes was overweight, and they were saying that, well, he had a bad heart because he was overweight. Well, and that's what killed him. I thought it was because you choked him to death. That's what I thought. I mean, I'm overweight too, but I'm not dead. Now, if somebody came in here and started choking me, there's a great chance that I would die. Now, and I'm going to look at this really seriously now. Yeah, I got a heart condition. Yeah, I'm overweight. Yeah, you know, who cares? Again, I can't emphasize this enough. I'm currently not dead. If somebody came down here and choked me and then I died, who would ask the question at that point, did Chris die as a direct result of what he did? Nobody would question it, would they?
But like we said, it's such disrespect and dishonor to the person who lost their lives to try to blame them for what the other involved party did. Right. And like V said, they were, you know, just grasping for whatever they could. It's an absolute disrespectful thing to do, but we see it time and time again. I mean, I can remember years ago, if officers killed someone, the first thing they bring up is, oh, they stole some bubble gum in '82. They were on a fast track to be a criminal. They always, you know, this stuff is irrelevant.
It has nothing to do
with things that have nothing to do with the incident, but they always it seems that they paint the picture that the victim is somehow the villain, and that's why, you know, we have to let the hero off, and they have to be the hero because they swore to protect and serve. And like I said, it's a very weak argument. It's very disrespectful. It's very dishonorable, and you know, and like I said, you know, no disrespect, but I feel like this was strategic. So it's like, yeah, it's a win, but y'all had to do this. It wasn't because you all see it as the right thing to do. I don't, you know, believe that. But hopefully it gives hopefully it gives some peace and some closure, you know, to his family. Hopefully it will serve as some type of maybe warning or something that will make other officers, you know, think twice. I don't know. But like I said, it didn't feel like a victory. I didn't run around the house and, you know, I didn't even blow up my timeline. Like, yeah, justice was served. They did what they were supposed to do, but you know, there's still so much injustice. So it's just like, again, keep doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. We're watching,
Yeah, I mean, they have to allow the system to work. And I think that this was the first time where, in my opinion, it was an easy layup. It wasn't like something that she really had to that she had to fight for. Like I felt that, I'm not the best type of person that you would call upon to defend you, or to prosecute. But I felt like, you know what, I could even tear down the defense because it just didn't make any sense. And I'm waiting for justice to be consistent across the board. Where you see these inconsistencies where, again, you have this George Floyd, this guy who said, I can't breathe. And you got the guy in New York, same thing, the exact same thing. And it's like, what was different this time besides the fact that we all had to sit down because of COVID and watch it? The whole world was watching, versus this guy in New York. That's why I'm like, we need to go back and we need to go revisit like Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice was like how in the world did that cop get off? The other police officer, I mean, Breonna Taylor, we haven't forgotten about her. It's just too many to name to where you're like, we got to get all of them before we can really like do a jig.
That's why I said it didn't really feel like a win. And at the end of the verdict, after they, read the charges, and I thought to myself, and I'm not even trying to like bring comedy into this at all, but it was like the judge was like guilty on all charges or all counts. And then they had each juror say, yup, you guilty, you guilty. He had to hear it over and I'm like, yo, we did it. You know what I mean? But at the end of all of that, his defense team was like, so yeah, we're asking for bail. He was like, no. They were like, oh, okay. It was just like, y'all didn't really fight hard for this man, but they pretty much, like you said, they knew he probably would have came out better trying to represent himself. Nevertheless, like I said, I hope that, there's some closure and some peace to his family. And, to George Floyd.
I actually liked that segment when they had each juror say yes.
You're so petty, Chris.
You know why?
Petty. Why?
Because the camera was on him.
Yeah.
So I get to watch him listen to it.
Oh, you're so petty.
The whole time. And now my wife is watching and she's like, I don't want to look at him the whole time. And I'm like, they're not going to show the jurors.
Of course not.
You can't do that. And
well, what was interesting? He was like looking at each of them like, what are you gonna do? You're about to be in cuffs. I'm not scared.
Please. You are like, seconds away from being in cuffs, sir.
Yeah, it was just, but it was the whole thing.
Come at
was
me,
like,
bro. Come on.
He said, come
right. Yeah, like he's going to. You're in cuffs. Hey, guess who gets to go home tonight? Juror number 9.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, we do. Okay, everybody that gets to go home tonight, stay seated. No, Derek, you actually have to stand up because they have to handcuff you.
You're petty on a billion tonight.
Yeah, I know. I'm being petty, but still.
It's okay.
Now here, if I could add on to the whole guilty thing, the thing that disturbed me the most, well, I didn't say the most, but it was almost like the stink at the end of it all, was the judge and his opinion on the Maxine Waters, her voicing her opinion about the case and how the defendant was trying to say, like, hey, her voicing could influence the outcome of this trial. And therefore, we should throw the whole thing out. Like, he literally wanted he wanted a mistrial because he felt, exactly. It was a weak trial. Well, I can't even say nice trial. It was so lame. I was kind of shocked that he went for it. But then the judge lightweight entertained it, saying, like, if she had that much pull to be able to influence the jury, which the jury should be sheltered from all sorts of media contacts, then possibly yes. But for her to be saying what she said has brought a lot of light and attention, negative light and negative attention, thinking that, this could possibly cause his sentence to either be lightened or it to have an appeal, a successful appeal.
Are we going to, like I said, just more disrespect and dishonor? Like, take your L. Take your L.
I mean,
take it like a man. Take your L. Just stop.
And that goes back to what you were saying earlier, Bernard, about really making weak points, to try to get this guy off. I mean, it's dang. You're grasping for everything.
Yeah.
And you know darn well it's not going to work. Heck, might as well try it.
Like, what do we have to lose? Let's say this. Hopefully, like I said, like, I just pray that they just don't waste any more time, anybody's time. And then still with the other three that have to, come to court. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that, because again, you're playing with people's emotions. You're dealing with people who are beyond fed up. So if you want that smoke, go ahead and play. But if you want to, you want to be able to go home tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. And then also all the stores that were boarded up. I mean, they were expecting like a full-blown burning of the whole city, like a riot. But thank God they didn't get it. And certain news outlets were like, they had nothing, because they were just probably like waiting for a riot, waiting for people to be like, we're taking it to the streets.
Right.
And it didn't happen.
They just gonna blow stuff up. And
they almost had they had nothing to say, and they were quiet. And a lot of them, well, I didn't say a lot of them, but some of them had guests on their shows, and they were kicking their guests off because their guests were like calling them out on their crap, saying like, like, hey, this is guilty. How can you not see that this was guilty? And then they would just cut them off and be like, we don't want to hear from these people anymore. And these are right. Like
you see
right-wing outlets.
You see a big like stage cane come out and like grab him and pull him off the stage real quick.
Right.
It's like they're just gonna like hook him and pull,
Hook and pull.
Well, man. Gosh. Well, yeah, Tucker. I mean, obviously Derek was guilty. I mean, it was, hey, what's happening? Hey, where am I going?
Tucker pull.
Yeah. I can actually see that happening. Well, and I think we also kind of a little bit touched on the other topic we were going to talk about, and that's the policing topic.
Yes,
we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Now we're all kind of hoping maybe, and I know that none of us are showing that optimism look right now, but maybe looking back, maybe this could be a turning point.
Really?
For some kind of change.
Yeah.
We don't know because it hasn't happened yet. But
I mean, I think that, that the terminology needs to change first. When people talking about defunding the police, that is not the word you want to use, because it's automatically sowing a seed of division, and the police force is already throwing up their wall of defense. So it's like, we need to get rid of that altogether. Now, police reform. Yes. Because we need the police. I mean, I'm sorry if some people are offended by that. I'm not, because who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? No, I'm going to call up the police. 911. Police dispatch, come on out here. I need help. But I think that when it comes to
they can't help you if you have a ghost.
Well, that's true. If I have a ghost,
I wanted our listening audience to know that, if you do have a ghost, don't call the police. They're not gonna. No. Oh, no. You will actually probably get in trouble for doing that.
Yeah.
I would call the Ghostbusters at that point.
Please.
Continue. I didn't want our viewers to like think that they
to get confused or anything like that.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for looking out for our viewers.
Yes.
I'm here for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Such a
so when it comes to this reform, I think a lot of it has to there's a lot that has to go into it. But I think at the bottom line, at the end of the day, they have to have accountability, better accountability. Like, when you're wrong, you're wrong. And it was good to see the whole blue wall of defense or the blue shield crumble when it came to people saying like, this guy's guilty. Like Derek Chauvin, no, we don't stand with that guy. You know, like that is not our train. He poorly represents us. Yep. Get the bad apples out. Hopefully this will be the start of that. That would be great for me.
I totally agree. And it was refreshing to see cops on the stand actually saying, no, that was excessive. No, that is not what you're supposed to do. Yes, he should have stopped what he was doing after the cops were on. It was refreshing to see that.
And again, like you said, I mean, with every occurrence or with every, there's a possibility for change. I don't want to say or be negative and like, whatever, they're going to suck forever. Whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I just think that we're at a place where it's like show and prove. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to think about it. We don't want to brainstorm. At this point, it's like, anybody with common sense knows that, there are things that need to change. Hopefully those people with common sense are the people that are sitting in these, elected seats. They're sitting in places of power to where it's like, let's do something different, because if we don't, even again, if it's just like, oh, we got to save face, it's a PR thing, just get the stuff in place so that we can see what looks like some attempt at reform. I don't think that they should be defunded. Defunded, excuse me. Years ago, I used to work in a state office, and I can guarantee you they are not cashing out on anything that they're giving the state. I mean, we had old stuff. We had old metal staplers. We had, they're not cashing out. The last thing they need is to lose more money. Trust me. But let's just get it together. And like you said, that accountability piece. I don't know. I've not ever heard of an officer who wrongly killed someone and say, yep, they're guilty for doing it. Forget your accountability. We need the people that are over you and the people that sit in seats higher than you to be willing to say you were wrong and we're going to do something about it. So, that's just where we're at. And I don't think anybody's holding their breath for it. It's like, well, what do we do in response to this? Because we're not guaranteed that that's going to happen. What do we do as a society? What do we do as a people? What do we do as individuals to prepare and protect ourselves against what seems to be the norm? I think that we have to start thinking on that level. And then other people with certain desires or knowledge or insight, if you have something that's going to help bring this about, get into positions where people have to care about what you're talking about, because people can have opinions all day. We could talk about this all day. And if none of us are in those seats or behind those doors, what's really going to happen? So it's going to be a pull and a call to the people as well to, step up and do something, because you got to get beyond complaint. You got to be part of the change.
Yeah. Well said.
Yep. Exactly.
So one thing that I would like to kind of see is there being like a universal something that applies to all, police officers and those that work within those departments, so that we don't have cases in which one state feels like, hey, we got it together. One county feel like, hey, we got it together. So this is what works for us. But the same crime can happen somewhere else. And, that because they don't have something in place, the system doesn't work, because I get it that, we're in the United States and everybody wants their independence. But it's like, to me, the system doesn't work when it's not a blanket book that you can open up and you can point to and say, hey, that this is
what it is, and it's an absolute.
Exactly. These are the consequences. Like it's already laid out. Like we don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. It's like we can just kind of almost plug and play. And of course, iron out the small wrinkles, but to sit there and have to feel like, oh, we got to recreate everything from scratch. It just doesn't work. And it makes it unfortunate because it's like, one state can have it set up perfectly and it works fine, but then another state next door cannot have it put in place. And it's like, man, if this only happened next door.
Yeah.
Like 5 more miles, right?
It would have, it would have to, it would end up being some type of federal policy issuing out universal, universal policing policies.
Yeah.
Is what it would have to be. So,
yeah.
And I think we all know how difficult that would be to actually even get through. Because that would get blocked by all the wrong people.
All the wrong people.
All the wrong people are going to block that. And I'm not going to mention it. You know exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't, I'm sitting here thinking, well, then Chris, what's the answer if that? I don't know.
Right.
Because in order to have, a universal system there, it would actually take some kind of federal law. So, yeah.
Justin says states need income and state fines bring income, especially by troopers.
You know, it's funny. It used to be a joke, but I really think there's something to it. It used to be like at the beginning of the month and the end of the month.
Oh, yeah.
See, like, every other exit, there's and I'm like, what is it? It's like, it's collection time. We got to get tickets. We got to get citations. It used to be like a running joke. Like, it's that time of the month again. The middle of the month, down speed as much as you want to, but the top and the end, you better watch out. They got a quota to fill. Because it's just like ridiculous. Why is there a trooper every 2 exits?
I am glad to hear that joke was here in Ohio too, because in Illinois we used to say the exact same thing. It's like, oh man, look at all the state troopers out. Well, that time of the month, we used to call it the quota. They got to get the quota in, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, the quota.
Same thing.
Slow your butt down. Don't be a part of the quota.
But
I need 150. I need 150. I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing.
I mean, it's sad that that they do that for troopers and people that are driving. But I remember maybe a couple of years ago, it was in New York. There was a tape that had got released, and it was like a police chief who was talking to his shift. And he was telling them, he was saying, we gotta make sure that we hit our numbers. So I want you to shake down every person of color that you see. If they're standing there minding their own business. He said, more than likely, somebody is going to be guilty. So we're going to
find somebody, right?
Yeah. That's
process of elimination.
Yes. I couldn't believe it. And the tape was released. I don't know whatever came of it, but when I heard that, I was like, man, you're talking about some dirty players out there.
Just disgusting. There was similar audio about ICE. Like, just go find some people that are not from here. You're going to find somebody that's illegal. I'm like, oh, but you're going to walk past the person that's breaking in the house right there. Okay. It's like, it's disgusting.
I'm going to walk by them. Why are you doing that? Oh, because they're citizens. I'm not going to.
Yeah, they're from here. So who cares? Right.
I want to find somebody that looks like they crossed the border illegally.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, like if you're caught jaywalking, don't do it in the beginning or the end of the month.
Don't do it. Don't be part of the quota, folks.
And apparently, just don't be black in New York during a certain time.
Don't do that. We cannot emphasize this enough.
Right.
To everybody.
Don't wear the black suit because we can pull it off and pull it on. I think the best thing that I say it all the time, and people are probably tired of hearing me say it, but I'll say it probably forever. That the best thing you can do is empower and equip yourself. Be be knowledgeable, understand the time in which you live in. Don't intentionally do dumb stuff, even though we know innocent people, fall into the wrong hands all the time. But it's just like whatever you can do to empower and equip yourself, do that. And at this point, we know that we need to know laws and codes and all of that stuff. And is it an inconvenience? Yeah, because who wants to sit up and be like, yeah. Wait, which penal code was that? Who wants to do that? But I mean, if you're just like guilty because of how you look or who you affiliate, it's so stupid. Just do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Just be smart out there.
And then I don't know if there's like a citizen's handbook out there, but somebody needs to create a citizens handbook. You know, like how
right.
like
Your defense against the police.
If you work at McDonald's, all their handbooks are the same. It's like you're going to be able to go to page 8 and you're going to be able to find out exactly what you're supposed to do. If A, B, and C happens, you're going to find D. And I think that
so
there needs to be
know how to ensure every citizen gets this. You know how everybody has to have a social security number? You just hand out the book, the social security number, and teaching them school and stuff.
Yeah. As soon as you're born, you should just automatically just come with one. Like, here you go.
Done. I am going to sit down and begin writing this book.
Have fun.
Yes.
Have fun.
I'm going to write this book and
sell it on Amazon.
And in case somebody 50 years from now is complaining because they took my advice, and you're watching this on some kind of, I don't know what kind of screen it is anymore. I'm just going to say, I'm sorry. I'm real sorry.
I didn't know what I was doing.
I didn't take it seriously. I was just kind of having fun with it, but
yeah.
I didn't know you were going to take it that seriously. I'll say that. I didn't know.
It was pure entertainment, but yet at the same time, a little bit of helpful gems here and there if you want.
No, Chris. Gems. All you need is a disclaimer or like a warning sign at the bottom, like take this advice at your own risk. There, you're out. You're out.
Yeah.
I don't mean what I'm about to say,
but I do.
But I'm saying it.
Right, but I'm saying it right, and you're reading it.
All right. Hey, I say we end this on a happy note with
the Global 48 Film Challenge, which is
yeah. Sorry. What is this all about, B?
Okay, so as your 48-hour film city producer here in this region, I'm proud to announce that we are now accepting teams. You can now go register at 48hourfilm.com/GFC. And this is how it pretty much works. You have May 21st through the 23rd to produce a short film, 48 hours. And you won't be able to get any of the guidelines. Well, I say guidelines, but any of the props, the names, the genre. You won't get any of that until the day that it starts, the kickoff on the 21st. But the rules that they're going to be having for the global 48-hour film challenge works like this. You have every city has an opportunity to be able to enter. As long as you have at least 3 teams, then you're considered an official city that can participate.
Really? That's all it takes is 3?
All it takes is 3 teams. All it takes is 3. So of the 3 teams, one of those teams are going to go to the next round to represent the country. And then you're going to fight all of the other cities that had, their number ones come out. And once you compete against them, then you will represent the continent. And then after that, you will represent, and then those continents will fight, and there will only be one that will come
fighting
out.
Continents?
Nice.
Not just countries, but like these, like the Earth is gonna.
Yeah, just come back together.
The century,
just like that.
Just like that. So the price is like $75 per team. There's no limit to how many people you want to have on your team. So it's not a bad price. You can go ahead. No. Again, registration is now open. All we need is to have 3 teams in Cincinnati to be official. But registration is open at 48hourfilm.com/GFC. And if you've never done one,
I recommend trying it out at least once. If you're interested in film, give this a try. It gets your feet wet in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
I just gonna say, like when he did the announcement the other day, I was like just super proud because I saw Chris on the on the
yeah.
I was like, I remember that. And then when we actually did, where we watched them, that's when I first met Chris. Yeah. And I'm like, that's you. And then he's been stuck with me ever since. But yeah.
I know, right? Right. I was gonna say it's the other way around. And since then Shakina's been stuck with me ever since.
Yeah, can't shake them. Can't shake them. It's okay. But
and that was my first one.
That guy to Chris, so we're growing.
There you are.
So if you are looking for teams, if you're looking to start a team, anybody can start a team. If you're looking to join a team, I'm hoping to try to figure out a way to have like either a Zoom meetup for people who are looking to join teams, or for people who have teams are looking for other people to join them. I plan on having a meetup sometime next week, so be on the lookout for that information. There is an official Facebook page that you can go to. Just type in 48-hour film Cincinnati, and you will join that group. In that group, that's where I'm going to be sharing that meetup information. Of course, it's going to be done digitally because I don't want to run the risk of people getting together like how we normally do for our kickoffs and stuff like that.
Ask about that.
Yeah, everything is going to be digital. So I highly encourage, like Chris said, if you haven't done a 48-hour film, you need to do it. You need to do it because
I have now done 3 of them.
Back to back to back?
Yeah, pretty much. I did 2.
Impressive.
Well, my first one was in 19, and then I did 2 last year.
Okay.
So yeah, I've done.
So Chris out here, he out here in these streets.
Boom, boom, boom.
And he does have a title. He does carry a title, so he has one.
I know, right?
I would only want to be on the team of someone who's won before. That's kind of not fair, but
just because you won one time doesn't mean you're going to win again.
I mean, but good odds.
The competition is steep. I was
going to ask you that. Like, so what's I mean, or do you have
the last time we did this, when was it regional? Bernard, it was like there was Cincinnati, Columbus, Baltimore, and a couple other cities, and I can't remember. This was last October, and I'm sorry, but 2 of the best films that I watched were from Cincinnati, and I'm not saying that because I'm from Cincinnati. I actually mean it. 2 of the best films that I saw came from Cincinnati. And to me, man, that spoke volumes to me to see what's coming out of our city, and then I compared it to everybody else. And I'm sorry if you're from another city that had one in. I didn't mean anything by it. I did. I meant to say that ours were better, is what I was trying to say.
Thank you, Mary. I saw your comment. Thank you.
There you go. See, you already got one vote there.
I would say that the competition, it varies. You don't have to worry about, do I have the best equipment? You just have to have the best creativity. Like, that's what it all boils down to. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. What? Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, because I was gonna say, like, I remember maybe 3 years ago, the first 48 that I attended, and the winner of that year was the train something. Chris, I don't know if you were there for that. It was.
I wasn't there.
Okay, well, there was a team there that had not the best camera, not the best acting, but they leaned so heavy into it to where it worked. And I was so sad that they didn't win, actually, because they played their weaknesses to their strengths. So they were able to make something that fit what they were aiming for. Like, if you had horrible actors, lean into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, make a comedy out of it. Be aware of your flaws.
Yeah.
That's my word of advice.
Embrace
to anybody who's entering the 48 hours. Be aware of your flaws and don't judge yourself so harshly. Have fun.
Oh man, and it is a blast from start to finish. It is a blast. The last one, I actually was lucky enough to get in on the writing aspect of it, and so you're up all night long. You get 2 hours of sleep. You get back up. You go out and you film all day, and then I was so pumped. I hadn't gotten but 2 hours of sleep in like 48 hours. And I was still so pumped that at the end, a couple of friends of mine called up and they said, "Hey, did you want to go over to March 1st and have a beer? They've got that nice patio with the heated little system." I'm like, "Yes, I do." I went out.
Yes,
I still went out. I was just like, I was just pumped. I was just awake, like, okay, now what? Okay, I'm ready to do another film. Let's do this. Come on.
And then you crashed and woke up and it was next Monday.
I did crash. I did have a crashing moment. I'm not going to say it was pretty, but it happened. But yeah, I mean, it's an absolute blast, and it's an experience you will not forget. You came up with a film, start to finish, in 48 hours.
That's impressive. And there's so much that goes into it. I have such a real respect for the craft. There's so much that goes into it.
And even if you don't, it doesn't matter. I mean, when you're done, it actually, at that point, yes, there are awards. It doesn't matter at that point. Dude, you just made a film in 48 hours. Pat yourself on the back. You did it.
Yes.
I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. You did it. So kudos, man.
Definitely.
Yep. That's what it's all about. Yep. So I guess that's it, folks.
That went way too fast.
I know.
I mean, a whole hour, 6 minutes. That it was good. It was definitely.
Well, surgery is not gonna cut the Ike Turner out of him. You hear me? He said 1 hour and 6 minutes.
It did not. What? It did. Well, surgery didn't change him. You know, I bet I know what's going to come up next.
What is it?
What's screen,
that? The screen.
Yeah, because
there it is.
He's like, you can put me to sleep. You can put a tube down my throat. You can operate on me. I'm not gonna let this Ike Turner gene go.
Oh, hi, screen. I missed you so much.
I was gonna say how I missed you, son.
I dreamed about you while we were away, screen.
You did not. You did not. You were in the
Wouldn't
sun.
Wouldn't that be a weird dream though? I mean, your dream was just this screen. Just this silence and this screen. That's all you get. Well, I hope you at least would dream in color. And if not, wow, that's a really the dream just got worse. Yes, it was indeed suck to be you.
To be you.
Yes.